Good morning, sir.
Man,
What's going on? Morning. It is 10:01 a.m. on Friday, September 6th, 2024. Call this meeting of the Wichita County Commissioners Court to order. Per our normal Friday schedule, let's just jump right into it. And we will start with item number 1, which is Receive TAC Health Benefits Mid-Year Review. I'd like to invite Jonathan, and I think Tasha's coming up too for the review.
Thank you.
With goodies.
Thank you. Oh boy.
Thank you. Nice folders. Wow, look at that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else need it?
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, good morning. So y'all are pretty familiar with me by now. I'm Jonathan Collender. I'm the Employee Benefits Consultant for the Texas Association of Counties Health and Employee Benefits Pool. So we like to come out kind of in the middle of the plan year and discuss how the plan is performing. And it's a good time to be in Wichita County. I don't think I've been more excited to come out and present numbers to a county because they haven't been as good as this group has done. So the first couple pages are just, who we are, what we're about, what the pool's about, and then why we do the mid-year review. But the real meat and potatoes start on page 4. So this is data up through last month. You do have a pretty good plan right now. You have a $3,000 deductible. I do talk about this a lot out in the bigger world in private insurance. We're seeing deductibles as high as $5,000. I had a friend who $7,000 deductible, and it wasn't like a health savings account plan. So $3,000 deductible, while it's a high deductible, it's still not what we're seeing out there in the market. And I think your claims have done well because of that. And then you do have a great prescription copay plan, with a reasonable prescription deductible. But the real good information here is going to be that loss ratio. So the 12-month loss ratio and the 36-month ratio. 12-month loss ratio is 78.32%. So what that means, if the loss ratio was at 100, every dollar paid in premiums we pay out in claims. So right now, for every dollar paid in premiums, we're only paying out over the last year 78 cents in claims, which is really great. And over the last 3 years, it's 85. And going back longer than that, I think it was 10 years ago or so that, it was kind of upside down where the loss ratios were way over 100. So definitely want to, celebrate that change, what your Healthy County program is doing. Tasha's going to talk a little bit about that. But as a result, you're not going to have an increase. If you were to keep your benefit plan the same, this year it would be a flat renewal. So there's no benefit increase, not even a 1 or 2%, which last court I was in, they had an 8.9% increase. So, it's really great to see. That's also kind of the benefit of being part of the pool is we can make those changes when you are performing well. And then I'm going to let Tasha talk about some of the diagnostic categories on page 5. Okay, she's losing her voice, so I might have to jump in.
Yes, I am. Thank you for having us. I'm Tasha Brent. I'm the wellness consultant. So I work with the Healthy County program alongside with Sherry Jones and Sonja. And I just want to make a shout out real quick to those two ladies because they do such a great job implementing and promoting the Healthy County program. And as you can see that, we'll talk about a little bit of that today too as I go through the rest of the presentation. And I just also want to recognize Sherry at our conference this year at our Healthy County Boot Camp. She was awarded the Lifetime Achievement Award. So just to showcase what an amazing job that she has done. So I didn't want to start today without recognizing those two. So just looking at your top diagnostic claims, you can see we have the previous plan year and then your current plan year, what those top claims are in the diagnostic area. One of them that is still hanging out there at the top is going to be your musculoskeletal claims diagnostic area. And we'll talk about some ways to work on that as well. And if you move into your chronic conditions, you can see there that your chronic conditions mostly gear around those top ones that we see a lot of: hypertension, diabetes, heart, things like that. So just making sure that we have a lot of education and awareness around condition management with hypertension, heart disease, and diabetes is another way to make sure that we're able to reduce those claims, and we'll talk about that some more too.
Can I just make sure that I'm reading this correctly? So the right column, the reason that we've got those blacked out is those are no longer the top three?
Right.
Okay.
Correct.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're fine. Any other questions before we move on? Great. Moving on to the next page, we'll talk about just the RX, the prescription categories. There you can see none of those changed. As Judge just mentioned, there are no grayed out areas. So all three of your RX categories are the same for your previous plan year and your current plan year. So those aren't changing very much. It's just those, you know, the anti-diabetic, again, that's one of those chronic conditions that y'all do seem to have in your diagnostic or your chronic condition area. So that's one of the top ones there again. And this cancer medications and those blood thinner type medications are also very expensive. So there's no change in that. Those are ones that you're trending to probably see.
What's a targeted immunomodulator?
That's the cancer medication for
Okay.
cancer treatment, yes, sir.
That's just a
You didn't know
mouthful.
that, Mark?
Targeted immunomodulator.
What
Words are
is-
hard.
What is hyperlipidemia?
That's going to be your the blood medication
Okay.
for blood clotting, blood thinning. So again, for your hypertension, anything like that.
That may be good if you don't know what that is, because maybe you don't have it, so that's good. And I'm on here 2 or 3 times, so.
Yeah, so when you see in your chronic condition, when you see your hyperlipidemia and then you see those anticoagulants, so those kind of go together. So you can see in your chronic conditions where those claims are, and then you can see it in your prescription spend as well. So whenever you're able to manage those conditions, then you can see the decrease in those claims. But when there's a lot of people that have it, you're going to see it being a top area. So
I'm gonna ask to peer behind the curtain for a second, and y'all can say if y'all can't reveal that to us, super secret and all that. So our 12-month and quite frankly our 36-month loss ratios are excellent. Excellent for the county to some degree, but even more excellent for who we're paying our premiums to, because those are net money makers for those 3 years. Now I know you said that we had a couple of years there where we were over 100% on the loss ratio. Is there a threshold at which you look and go, well, it's time to reduce rates then?
Right.
And again, y'all may not be able to say that, and that's fine, but I thought I'd ask.
So there's not a magic number
Okay.
that where if you are at a certain point, we would reduce rates. But right, if this were to continue trending, that's the next step. It goes from being, you know, small increase to no increase to decrease. When we can see that you've got a track record that it's going down, that's when we would take a look. But there's not like a formula or a magic number. We've got our team of actuaries that work at TAC. We also contract with outside actuaries. We make sure that we're doing all the work to make sure that the pool has what it needs in terms of funding. But no, there's not a magic
Okay.
number that you have to hit. But I would expect if you were this low again next year that we would be talking about a decrease.
And look, I mean, from a trending perspective, it looks like
Right.
we're well on the way again. Okay.
No,
Yeah,
and I'll
that's
share.
A 7-point swing, that's
It's
pretty.
substantial. Right, no, absolutely. And then
Pretty
you
good.
will be getting a surplus distribution from that previous year. I'll share some of that after Tasha.
And sorry, Tasha.
I'll hurry
and
up.
No, you're good. And I wasn't here when it happened, obviously. Do y'all remember when the county went from being self-funded to fully insured?
Oh, that would have been,
It's been a while.
Some-
it's been a great
Yeah.
while.
Okay.
I was trying to peg it to, I don't know, I didn't think on that.
Because those 100% plus years, those are the years it's nice to be fully insured, and
You
this
bet.
last year has been good
Yeah.
for being self-insured. But it's
I
all fun.
remember the discussion, but I can't
it's not
peg it
it's not
to
a
a year.
linear path.
Yeah.
ever.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Tasha. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so we're just gonna move on. If y'all don't have any other questions about that information, I'm now on the page of preventative practices. This is just talking about your annual physicals. So those are your members who are not just your employees, but anybody covered on the plan that has received an annual physical. We know that preventative screenings are one of the main ways to reduce those high costs whenever you can catch something before becomes a major diagnostic area, or, you know, catch, you know, something maybe in the pre-stage of a chronic condition. So you had 217 in the previous plan year and 129 now, and that's great numbers. You're still looking at less than 50%, but those are still really great numbers, and that's just another another way to say that, you know, your members are, you know, taking priority in that. So moving on to the next page is going to be about your Healthy County participation, and this is another area where y'all are doing really well. So Arasti is going to be our musculoskeletal. I just don't think that there's an Arasti location very near here. Sonia, do you know?
There is,
How
yes.
close is it?
That clinic's about 5 miles.
No excuse then. A lot of times we have our rural counties where they don't have an Arasti location very close, but with musculoskeletal be one of y'all's top claims. Our Arasti program is a program that is designed to help prevent like those surgery claims. So that's, you do have some members going, but definitely continuing to get that awareness out there is going to be a great way to, you know, help reduce those MSK musculoskeletal. Words are hard. I don't want to talk a whole lot. But that's a way just to make sure that members know. But y'all have great numbers. Livongo is now Teladoc. That is our chronic condition management program. Wonder and Omada are both our weight management programs. You have great numbers in Omada. Catapult is one of our like like our screening programs. A lot of counties don't use them, but your members are getting their annual physicals. So MD Live is our telemedicine program where you can call and have an appointment over the phone. And so that's actually well utilized here in Wichita. And then your EAP program is also well utilized here. I know 2% doesn't look like a lot, but we have a lot of counties that are not. The EAP program is one of our most underutilized programs. So to see that you do have members utilizing that program is great to see as well.
I'm sorry, EAP.
Sure, Employee Assistance Program. So we use AWP as the Alliance Work Partners is the program vendor that we use for that, and that's where employees can get legal help. They can see a psychiatrist, or they can get counseling for like 6 sessions up to a condition, like what a situation that's going on. And anybody in the household is eligible under the EAP program. So you can, even if you have somebody that's not covered on your plan, so you have a dependent or a child that's not covered on the plan and they have a situation where they might need counseling or something like that, there's a teen hotline. There's a Safe Ride program where you can be reimbursed for like a ride share, like one time a year. So there's a lot of benefits in the EAP.
It's largely designed though for short-term mental health assistance.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, lots of counseling through that. So the rewards program is also, you can see where 21 of your employees completed 3 out of 4 of the physical activity contest. That says Sonic Boom. We did switch to WebMD, so that's going to be, it's going to look different in the future, but that's amazing. That's just, again, showing how well that the Healthy County program is being utilized here, and what a great job the ladies are doing putting that information out there, and how engaged your members are, and making sure that they are, you know, not just engaged in the program, but engaged in their personal wellness. So employer rewards is money that we give back to the counties through our Healthy County program through engagement. So one of those engagement areas is the physical activity contest, as well as having programs, health fairs, things like that, things that Sonia and Ms. Sherry do a really great job of. The vaccine clinics, things like that. If I come out and do a presentation, then you can get a percentage of rewards back. So we cut a check back for that, and then that money, however y'all decide to use it. But what we like to, you know, promote is that it's then used back to put into your Healthy County program. So that might be what they use for breakfast at one of their vaccine clinics or something like that. So just that's what that is there for, and we're happy to see that it is the Healthy County program is doing really well.
Switching from the Sonic Boom to the WebMD, I haven't got on board with the WebMD yet.
Okay.
I mean, it didn't seem as intuitive as the Sonic Boom for whatever reason. Maybe it's because we haven't maybe been taught about it or trained or whatever.
Okay, well,
So-
I'm happy to come out and do a training. It is very intuitive. So the difference in Sonic Boom and WebMD 1 is Sonic Boom was just a physical activity program. So it only was, it was only a step challenge type program.
Okay.
It didn't like emphasize any other areas of wellness. WebMD 1 is a holistic platform. So you might have people who are sedentary or have physical, inabilities to get steps in, and they're not able to earn those rewards because that's all it counted. It only counted steps. So we wanted to find a program that was more holistic so that everybody could participate. And WebMD 1 does that. So it
Okay.
still does have the step contest. When you sync your device to it, it automatically registers you into each contest. But it also incorporates some of our other condition management programs, our weight management programs. There are other programs through WebMD 1, like courses that you can take on stress management or
Okay.
sleep or anything like that, as well as earning rewards when you get a physical, like your annual physical. So it is way more intuitive, honestly, than Sonic Boom because
Maybe it's just me.
yeah, I'm happy to come and do it.
but-
I will walk
But
you
if
through
it's
it.
me, it's probably other people, and so we had 21 complete Sonic Boom.
The 21 completed 3 out of the
Yeah,
4
okay.
challenges. So
I wonder what our participation rate is since switching.
I'm not sure. I haven't looked at that, but I can get that information for you.
It seems like it's being underutilized, and I use the Sonic Boom program.
Do you?
It shows here there's 32 people
They're on it.
that participants that are on the MD Live. MD Live.
That's different than WebMD.
WebMD.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll have to. I didn't pull
Yeah.
that information, but I can absolutely pull it and see. But I know because I've been here like last year when y'all had the health fair, or even like the flu clinic
Yeah.
with the little WebMD cards with the. And I know, like, I've seen Sherry help people get
Okay.
registered. I know change is hard, so
No,
anytime that something
again,
changes,
it's
like,
maybe just me, but maybe we're missing an opportunity by not providing a training to the other
Tasha does
staff.
a great
Yeah.
WebMD training that she
Okay.
can come out and
Perfect.
do.
I
Yeah.
think
yeah,
we-
happy to.
We need-
That is next on our agenda.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right. I know you're on
absolutely.
top of it, so.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But yeah, it does. It takes a little bit to get registered, but once you're registered, you can earn, and with Sonic Boom, you can only earn $60 a year. With WebMD 1, you can earn up to $75, and spouses are included. So spouses can earn that $75 if they are covered on the insurance. Can also earn that $75. And, we still provide this device subsidy for a wearable fitness device and all of that, just like we did with Sonic Boom. But yeah, WebMD 1 it's a great program, and we're super, super excited to be able to bring that for y'all.
Okay.
I will tell you that if you get into WebMD and get started, you will find that WebMD is so much easier to utilize.
We'll get you set up.
Once you get set up and get into it and start
I
playing
think I'm
around
set
with it,
up, but I
you'll
just
find-
never.
You'll find that it is much easier to navigate around in it and get entered into
I think it
different
can be-
programs.
And I think it can be kind of overwhelming too, because it does have so much more than just the steps.
Okay.
I think
That
you
makes
said
sense.
a lot of words to say that you're the problem.
And,
not-
well, and again, I probably am the problem, but
We can get everybody back on.
I
back
can't
on
be
track.
the only one that's maybe lost with it.
No, I'm
or
sure-
whatever.
I'm sure
So
that's-
that's
I'm
why
happy,
have folks out.
happy to come out and do
Okay,
one.
yeah.
We'll set something up.
Yeah.
I don't mind being the fall guy.
No, you're fine. You're perfect. And if you're not set up, then that means there's other people that aren't too.
Yeah.
So
Correct.
you're
Yeah.
never a bad question.
Okay.
But yeah, just moving on. The last slide that I'm going to cover is just this cost containment strategy, and y'all are doing great. I don't need to tell y'all, how to save money. Y'all are doing phenomenal. But if I were to have any suggestions, the very first one would be a Healthy County training. That could be a WebMD 1 implementation overview. Happy to do that. Another one would be county specific incentives. We talked about that last year. I had sent some information over.
Tasha sent me great information, and I put that on my board to do last October, so we're nearly there.
Yeah, so just bringing that back to topic again, implementing a CSI, you know, that's just where you kind of can provide maybe a PTO day or something for employees to get their physical, their annual physical, so that they have more, like, at stake to do it. You know,
You
more
should have seen the
encouragement.
audience reactions of people perking up when you said PTO day.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't even cost you anything. I mean, of course you miss somebody being in the office, but that's such a great reward. Everybody loves a day off. So that's the one I like to promote as a PTO day. I always want a day off. And then the other one's open enrollment presentations. Just whenever y'all are having open enrollment, like, we're happy to come out and actually do a presentation and talk about all of the programs and the benefits. So I'll let Jonathan take back over. Sorry to take so much of your time. I'm glad my voice made it.
You made it. She did it. Yeah. She was real worried. I thought I would have to get in and say all the big words, so I didn't have to. Okay, and then just talking about the renewal, if you guys are going to renew or we're looking at making any plan changes, that's going to be due back to TAC on October 7th. And then the last page is our contact information. So if you need any of us, that's the whole team that we have for the Northeast. But the last thing, it's not in the slide here. So I mentioned that because we work off a pool, we estimate our cost needs and everything every year. When there is a surplus, that gets distributed back to the counties. So there was a surplus for the 2023 year, and Wichita County will be getting back, and I'm not sure the exact dollar amount, but it is at $150,000. So 122 of that is for the surplus, what the actual surplus is, and then the rest of that's for the longevity. So how long that you've been with the pool. And that's a testament to the loss ratio that you have. So that's a direct, reward as part of having such a good loss ratio, is you're gonna be able to put that back into your budget, which it's not nothing. We had a county that we were at this week that had a very, very high loss ratio, and they only got the longevity, and it was only around $4,000. And even for any county, that low amount is still pretty good. But this is the biggest one I get to do, and I wish I had like a big house check I could bring out and all that. But
That's good.
but no, we're really excited about that. So that'll get issued over the next couple of months when the other 1/1 anniversary groups go. But that's all I had. So happy to answer any questions or.
Anyone have any questions?
Good program.
Thank you.
Okay, Jonathan,
All right.
thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you,
Tasha,
Judge.
thank you.
Commissioners. Appreciate it.
Thank y'all.
I'll tell you how good Sherry Jones is. From time to time when I bring donuts up here to the office, I always swing by her office and offer one, and she never takes one. So that tells you right there why.
Well, I can do one like that. I did it one time and she took them away from me, so I'll pay for it
That's
myself.
even better. That's even better.
Thank
you.
y'all.
Better.
Appreciate it.
Bye-bye. It wouldn't be a bad idea, an incentive, a day off, let's say a holiday day off for those that don't have to utilize
Sick leave.
or utilize any going to the doctor at all. If you get through a clear year, you get the Wednesday before Thanksgiving off, or the New Year's Eve off, or whatever the.
The
But we
city
don't wanna-
had it-
we don't wanna
got
cut the
turned
checkups.
2 days for not taking any sick leave, unexcused. We could go to our physical,
Yeah, physicals, that's what we got
Yeah.
to see. Our
But-
physical numbers, that
Yeah.
look low to me.
but
But I'm old and I understand why those physicals are
Well,
important.
I
but-
tell you that my doctor has it down, has the plan down. Somehow it keys them that,
Yeah.
hey, your annual physical.
Yeah, I
is-
get an automatic deal.
I do too. And I wonder why others don't do that the same.
Yeah, don't know.
And since my doctor changed up his prostate exam deal, it's much more pleasant to go than what the old school deal was. Well, I'm just saying, Judge, don't hold back. It's better now.
Moving on to item number 2.
It's better now.
Discuss and review jail maintenance projects and work orders. Captain, did you draw the short straw today?
I did.
All right.
I don't think anybody else drew a straw, they just gave me that one.
Yeah, you just got the straw.
I did. Not a lot has changed. We got the cameras situated, everything's done. With that, with all of the updates and everything like that. IT is still working on the servers, but we have Mr. Crutchfield's out at the LEC with us, and so our maintenance department is working with him to get that USB project finished up. I did order some 4 new cameras. 2 of those were for that have been an issue, and then a couple more. So those are on order. We're working on preventative maintenance on the AC units, getting coils cleaned and stuff like that. We do have one that has a fan motor or condenser motor that went out, so we've got that on order. We are trying a new vendor for the inmate washing and drying dryers. It's probably going to save us quite a bit of money, and we'll get a faster service. It's actually a local person, so hopefully that'll help us with some money savings. Other than that, we're just moving right along. So.
Okay. Anything that comes up, you know, we're how many years in that building now? Just
3.
3?
We moved in 20.
Anything beginning to come up that
Yeah.
makes you raise an eyebrow or something that, you know, anything that stands out? I was just curious. I'm always curious because, you know, you go into a new situation and you always wonder, did we miss
Yeah.
something, or could it be
Yeah,
better?
I think the big issues that we had in the beginning with the plumbing stuff has kind of
Yeah.
settled itself out, and lines are cleaned out. We've made some changes. We don't do paper towels anymore, so we're not running and clogging pipes and stuff. And so, I mean, it's gotten a lot better than what it was when we first moved
Had to
in.
work the kinks out.
Yes, yeah, it did take us a little bit, but we got
That's
it
good.
straightened out.
Visiting with Rick this week on our pest control,
Yes,
he mentioned that y'all have monthly pest control out there because of the rodent problem. That's what he was told, that we had to keep the rodents under control. Do we not have a rodent problem?
not that I've heard of.
Okay.
Or is it,
I mean, we have,
maybe in the old annex?
No,
Is there
we
mice?
shouldn't even
He
be
was saying
spraying
it was
that.
LEC that the requirement was once a month for rodent control.
I know in the beginning we had a raccoon problem, but I think that's been,
I was having a
fixed.
hard time understanding how we were getting rodents.
I-
Yeah, I mean, we're always gonna have a rodent problem, but
If
But,
that is
uh,
an issue, I'm not aware of it. I know we have some spider issues, and
Okay.
we had a snake issue the other day, which we took care of. But I think they come out quarterly in spray.
okay. Well,
Um,
I think it's on for monthly service because, and I asked
I
him
will
about
find
for-
out, and I'll get back with you
Okay,
on that.
that'd be great,
that's
because
not
I think
something
we're,
that I've heard
it's
of.
on the agenda to approve on
On Tuesday? Okay,
So-
I will find out from our maintenance supervisor and get back with the court on that, because
Okay,
that's not
I would
something
appreciate that, yeah,
Mhm.
just so, if we have a rodent problem, I'd like
Yeah,
to
that's not
know
something
where
that
it's
I'm
coming
aware of.
from, and,
I mean, we've had rodent problems
yeah,
before.
okay.
You know, stealing our bread and whatnot, so.
Well, I know we did here,
Yeah,
but,
that's what I'm saying.
but I was kinda shocked to think that we had
I haven't heard that.
anywhere you have food, you're gonna have
For
rodents.
sure, for sure.
Eventually at one time or another, but it
Absolutely.
shouldn't be a monthly
Mm.
problem.
No,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Have raccoons breaking into the jail.
We did. They weren't in the jail. They were on the sheriff's office side.
Okay.
Yeah, we ridded that problem pretty quick, so.
Any other questions on jail maintenance projects? Okay, Captain, thank you.
Okay.
Item number 3, receive status report on salaries and overtime. Everyone should have that email in their inbox from yesterday, 9:14 a.m. I'll go ahead and preempt one question and ask the captain to speak to the extra overtime that we'll see on the jail side for the
Yeah.
last pay period.
We did have a significant number of hospital days. For the month of August, we had 22, so that's 44 shifts. Plus, we also had an inmate that was admitted to the hospital down at JPS. So that's another 5 days worth of hospital stay for 10 days, because it's double shift. And so really, aside from that, we've got 19 openings. We did start 6 yesterday, but that's Monday, but that's already included in that 19 number. And we're working 10 backgrounds. I've got, I think, like 7 or 8 on my desk to review, and hopefully we can get those started in the next few weeks. And if so, we would be sitting with about 11 openings, which is pretty good.
Yeah, once upon a time, it was common to have hospital shifts every pay period.
Yeah, and it's gotten, it's weird. It's like we'll go a month, 2 months, don't send anybody, everything's good to go, and then it's like everybody's going to the hospital and everybody's getting admitted, and so, it's just one of those things. But we did have a significant increase in hospital stays, and it was multiple inmates. It wasn't just one person, so.
Well, 11 is a good number, isn't it?
Say it again, for
Like
opens?
11, yeah.
Oh, that would be a fantastic number for
Yeah.
us. We've been sitting around 20 openings for a while, so hopefully we can get that number down and start to see that overtime number dropping, so.
Is that trend holding kind of statewide, Lisa? It has been with
Yeah.
what we've heard,
Yeah.
everything was short.
I mean, I haven't heard anybody that's like, oh my gosh, we have so many employees, we don't even know what to do with them. That trend has been that way.
Quite a while.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's one of the questions always asked from our associates when we're in a class. I asked that several
Yeah.
times
Yeah.
last week. and
We had some
we're all-
discussions at the conference last week that when you talk to
yeah.
people from other parts of the state,
Mhm.
everybody's kind of facing it. I just wondered if it was lightening up a little bit.
I mean, I'm not sure. I'm actually going to a conference next week, and so I'm sure that's going to be one of the topics of discussion is, what is everybody doing to try to get people in? And, I think at the end of the day, your younger generation is not looking for this kind of work, unfortunately.
No one's given us the magic bullet either in these. So
No.
I asked the same question.
Yeah.
What do y'all do? And
Yeah.
we're doing everything that they do.
everybody
so-
else is doing, and so it's just, and then you've got the extensive background stuff that we're required to do, and so, you have this great candidate and they get disqualified, and so, it makes it hard.
Is there any place or any, I guess, general area in the state that's taking inmates in now? I mean, that used to be a common deal. We'd move them around and all. Are you hearing? Is everybody full or?
I haven't really seen that, and surprisingly enough, our population has been down, from where it was sitting. We were sitting right around 5 to 510, and now we're sitting between, 460, 470. So, we're down a little bit. I think TDC is moving a little bit faster now than what they were before. But I haven't seen anything where people are looking for bed space. If it is, it's like, oh, we have a maintenance issue. Can you hold for a couple of days? There's not that big influx like it was, several months ago.
At one time, that was a big scramble.
It was awful.
Yeah.
It was real bad, and everybody had bed space, but nobody had the staff. But it's gotten. I think it's gotten better because I'm not seeing it on the listservs that come out anymore. So.
I was asked that question last week.
Mhm.
Do we take? I said, so if we have staff available.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So.
we've got space. We don't have staff.
Oh yeah, we've got space.
I don't know, we've had this conversation before, and it depends on the makeup of the population, but is there a daily population that we reach that is probably going to trigger a threshold to have to open another pod and then need more staff? And do you know if that?
I would say, we can house 718 every single bed full, and we've got
That's with full staff
96, 96 and 24, 120-ish. So, I would say max population without having to open the units that we have now is probably somewhere around 550.
Okay.
Is 540, 550, we're having to open other housing units. Get to, 620, we're probably looking at housing out of county.
Okay.
Is what I would kind of figure, and like I said, that could completely change depending on the schematic of your classifications of inmates, so.
So we're really kind of locked into about the same staffing situation with a jail population between 450 and 550.
Yeah. I think we would be okay, doing it that way. Now, once we start this new program,
Yeah, jail-based.
that it's gonna kind of skew those numbers a little bit, but it could be a really good thing,
Right.
so.
And I know that for a while there it was close to 40. How many inmates do we have waiting on a forensic
We're
bed?
looking really good. I wanna say 12.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, and a lot of those, again, are the maximum security units that they just take a long time to
Yeah.
get them into.
That's a big part of your number improvement. isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. And in honesty, we've had some that are on the max list that, they're creating a lot of problems for us inside the facility, and the state hospital has been great about expediting those admissions.
Good. Good to
So
hear.
I think the whole inner workings with us and them with this program has really opened a lot of doors
Good.
for us. So it's gotten a lot better.
Good.
Excellent.
Any other questions on salaries and overtime?
And I don't know if you see a huge increase in 560 or 562, but they are still volunteering for shifts in the jail. And so I'm not sure if that still comes out of that budget line or not, but they are still doing that. So if there's any change in that, I don't know what it normally looks like. So,
Yeah, it looks like it is a little bit
Yeah.
this time.
yeah. So.
Y'all good with that, or still looking?
Good.
I'm good.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you so much. Y'all have a wonderful weekend.
You too.
Thanks, Lisa.
All right, and now we'll move on to item number 4, which is review and discuss regular bills. Margaret sent that out 11:33 yesterday. Is there one you want to look at?
Don't look at the first gen.
Is that the final one on,
Yeah, it should be at the end of it. It says gen correction, CORR, and I just left something off of it, sorry. So, I mean, you can look at the first one, but it all won't be on there.
oh, okay.
I probably should have deleted it, but I hated to take anything off, so I just resent it with the corrected one.
Bill, this sure looks a lot better when we're not spreading rock, doesn't it?
Well, this was a short list too.
As strange as that sounds, but,
Oh, it's fixing to look really bad when I do my project next week.
yeah, you got a big one, don't
It's
you?
starting next week, but the following week when it actually do the lading. Yeah.
You got a big one coming.
Yeah. By far the biggest that I've been involved in.
Brendan, how hard would it be to get the Jeopardy music playing for the feed while we're doing this on Friday?
It'd be great.
Can we get it done in the time limit of the
And
Jeopardy?
then we should get our buzzers and see who buzzes in first. And you get a prize for finishing.
I like it.
I spend all my time logging back in. I'll be there, just hang on a minute.
You don't see the number.
Yeah, what is, the bills are way too much, Alex.
The ARPA for Corlett, Probst, and Boyd is related to Wichita Valley
Yes,
project.
that's correct.
Good to see some movement on that one.
Yeah, well, that, we need to get that going.
27, wow.
It's all my
Let's-
family.
What's Kings 3 of America?
Those are when they had the guys who, oh gosh, I can't do the phones in the elevators.
Oh,
The one for
okay.
the courthouse and the one for the annex.
Makes sense, okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Words
We
are
had to have
hard
that
today.
separate
Yeah,
cell
that's right,
network
okay.
essentially.
But I didn't remember the name, so,
Every time I get it and I still know what it is, I think Kings of America every time it comes in.
yeah, well, see the buildings that we're charging. didn't remember doing anything with those
Yep.
buildings, or particularly the Lindeman.
I see we made our debt payment to our Bank of New York's on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the LEC payment?
If you had a buzzer, you'd have won.
Yeah.
Is the payroll escrow a new?
No, it's just that Wilmer has his escrow checks that they disperse or whatever on Friday, they have to be paid on payroll. And most of the time, it's only one list, but we just decided, I was just gonna put that on there, just so you'd see that those are those checks. The caveat being, when I run the next one, cause some people will have to run a payroll invoice on top of it, you may see a duplicate, and that would be because those are EFTs and they can't pay until we do them. So that would be the only essence in which you might see a double, but it's always, that's just what we've always called them. It's just so it's kind of clear, kind of, on what it is, cause he has to have those out on Friday.
Okay. I think we got a second buzzer.
Yeah, I'm through.
Yeah, I'm good, I'm just.
I'm slow, I'm sorry. I'm thorough.
Yeah.
I noticed, well, Mickey pointed it out to me, the express lane, when you're going down 35, like you go through Fort Worth and catch the express, at one point it was $3.75, but then when it was really packed and going, it was $6.50.
It changes throughout the day. It's
Well,
but
do we have charges like that we can fluctuate due to demand of?
Are you saying you want to do a county toll road? No, just kidding. No one quote that. That's not real.
It'd be maybe a jail fee if you come in on Saturday night.
Your bond's higher.
Yeah.
Well, I
Better
just
get
thought,
arrested Monday through
You
Thursday.
and
I don't
Rocky.
know how they do that,
I
really.
don't either.
But
That's interesting. I never noticed that.
kind of discrimination, you would think.
It's capitalism. Supply and demand. I mean,
you can drive on the other road.
Yeah.
And you're gonna sit there.
No,
all day.
actually, you can sit on the other road, is what you do.
Yeah.
You know, I always take that thing because, but I've got kinfolks down there and they don't ever take it because if you're down there and you drive it every day, they say it gets expensive. But when you're just going through there once a month or every month, it's pretty handy.
Yeah.
Pretty handy,
About $7 a trip across Fort Worth.
Yeah.
you know.
The last time I took my daughter to a softball tournament in Houston, when I got done, I had $40 worth of tolls by the time
Wow.
I got home.
some question of how much is your time worth there? 'Cause
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but typically when I'm on my way home, especially,
Yep.
$7 for 45 minutes of my time is an investment I'll make.
And I think there's some truth that if you're only there every month or every other
Yeah.
month, it's not a big deal. He were doing that every day, that would get a little,
Yeah, drive across Oklahoma.
yeah.
They took out the toll booths and didn't fix the roads.
It's still a little wavy in places.
Wavy.
Yeah.
And just raised the tolls and
All right. Anyone have any questions on those?
No.
All right, then it is 10:46 and court is adjourned. Have a good weekend, everyone.
Bill,